Hello lads and lasses, and welcome to Hints, Tips and Advice for Beginners. This is video 11. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about darts themselves and your dart setup, the different weights of darts, the different lengths of the shaft and the different types of flights that you can have. I'm pretty sure that you know my opinion on this, that if you're throwing the dart correctly, then it's not, I won't say it's irrelevant what type of flights and what have you that you have and what shafts that you have, but it's a personal choice. When people say that they're fine-tuning something, it's hard to fine-tune something like darts, or if you were using arrows out of a bow. If it was mechanical and it was held in one spot, you could fine-tune it to get the arrows to behave differently in the air. And I think that's basically what people are trying to do when they're buying different flights and different stems, different lengths, and tuning the darts that they've got. I tend to find that no matter what set of darts I pick up, I can throw them. Doesn't matter how short they are. There was a chap in the pub, he's got these little dinky things about that long. I think it was a second or third visit I threw a ton with them. By the time I've been throwing them 5 or 10 minutes, I was hitting 140s with them like I do with normal arrows. It's just a matter of getting used to the different balance of that arrow and the different way that it needs to be thrown to do what you want it to do. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my arrows, and I'll show you the type of darts that I use. And obviously there's lots of different types. You go on the internet, there's different grips and what have you. I think that, to be honest with you, really is the main thing of where you alter your darts that does actually make a difference, is the amount of grip on them. Because as your arm's going forward, if that dart's moving about in your fingers, it's obviously not going to go the same way as the last one did. If it's ending up in a different, tiny little different position as you throw it. Anyway, these are my arrows. This is my setup. So I'll move over here a bit closer to the camera so you can see it. This is my setup. I've got there we go, they're Harrows Ahura in 25 grams, and they're the ones with the scalloped off body, and that's because of the way that I hold my darts. I hold them like that, and let's get on this side so you can see the way that I throw them. I throw them like that, and I use that front finger there to steady the point. So I try and have control over the whole dart. You'll see people who throw like this. You've got plenty of people who throw like this, but I find that it's totally personal as to how you want to throw them, but obviously I find that a little bit less stable. Let's get it back in my hand properly than that. I throw like that, and I've got these two fingers strengthening that finger so as it doesn't wave about, and then obviously I've got a nice straight thumb there, so obviously because it's nice and straight, there's no wibbly wobbly in it, and I've got a finger on top of the dart there to stop it from going that way. So I think technically this is one of the best ways to hold your dart, but that's just my opinion. Obviously yours may be very different. Right, so they're the arrows that I've got. We've got standard medium length shafts on them, and just bog standard flights. Right, so they're the darts that I throw with. Nice and balanced. I think they're probably weighted very slightly further back, those, than in this sort of region. I think they're somewhere virtually right in the middle of the dart where they're balanced. Now I'll show you a different set of darts, which are my brother's set of darts. He throws very conventional tungsten darts. These are Red Dragons. I'm not sure what model they are, but I'm quite sure that you could find these if you wanted. The good thing about these is they have got really good, I'd say 4 out of 5 grip on these. Yeah, I'd say they're 4 out of 5 grip, very grippy. But if you look, the actual shaft itself, or should I say, sorry, the actual barrel itself is very, very straight. The point is about medium, I'd say, and the balance of that dart, I would say, is somewhere probably in the middle again. Right, so that's another set of darts with straight barrels. And now what I'll do is I'll show you the darts that I came to these from. I've gone from target to arrows. These were the darts that I was throwing with for years. You'll have seen these darts in the other videos that I've done. These are Target Carreras number 3s, again with the same shape barrel as the Harrows. Same length shaft on them. Actually the shaft is slightly shorter on these because the barrel is slightly longer. But again, these are very, very, very grippy, especially when you've washed them. If you keep your darts nice and clean, they're very, very grippy darts. Again, bog standard flights. I'll keep them in the bottom of my case because they're a bit sentimental, to be honest with you. Like I say, I've played a lot of the famous dart players with these. Right, so that's a quick insight into a couple of 3 different types of darts. What I'll do now is I'll try and link it onto this video. I'll get the 3 different types of darts and I'll throw all 3 for you. Obviously I'll have to face it towards the board because I can't do both, can't do one and the other. So what I'll do is I'll face it towards the board for you and I'll throw the 3 different types of darts, and hopefully you'll see that doesn't matter because the straight cut ones are 21 grams, I think now Roy's are. Mine are 25 and the Target Carrera ones are 24, I think. So you've got 3 different weights of darts there. And like I say, what I'll do is I'll turn it round, face it towards the board, and I'll take some footage of that and I'll throw the 3 sets of arrows for you. And then what we'll do is we'll go on from that onto the actual boards themselves, because obviously if you're going to do a bit of practicing and what have you, there's a couple of different variations where you can still play the game, which is what I recommend. Types of boards. Alright, thanks for watching. It's tips and advice, and just watch the follow on video. Thanks for watching. Right, lads and lasses, I've managed to get the camera around now to face the board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, as you can see here, I've got 3 different types of, get some light on subject, the 3 different types of darts anyway that I've shown you before. That's better. The 3 different types of darts that I've shown you before, I've picked 1 of each, as you can see. I'm going to have a few visits to the board and throw the 3 different darts in totally random selection from my hands, and I'll show you that the actual difference between darts is more you than it is the actual dart itself. Right, I've not done a warm up or anything, so this is like my first arrows at the board for the day, so my arm's not warmed up or anything, so obviously I'll try and group them as best I can. Now I'm just going round different areas of the board just to show you that actually throwing them to different areas of the board doesn't make any difference either. There we go. As you can see, I've done 3 visits now, 4 visits now, and I'm actually now starting to tighten them up. That was a little bit muck spreading. Right, so there you go. That proves three different, totally different darts that I've been throwing in random order, and it just shows that they're all still they're all, obviously they're not pinpoint accurate, but that's as good as you're gonna get at this time in the morning. Right, okay then, thanks for watching. It's tips and advice, and I hope that's helped a few of you. So basically, whatever darts you've got, persevere with them. If because it's not going right doesn't necessarily mean that you've got the wrong darts. It could possibly be, I don't know, and I know this is controversial, it could actually be you and not the darts. Alright lads and lasses, I hope this helps, and don't forget, see if I can get the thumbs up, toe to the hockey.